embarrass you as a Zionist to have Tommy Robinson on board?
Because they've decided that that's what they're doing. So of course it's legal. So it doesn't, your whole legal argument makes no sense.
Tommy Robinson.
I need to the coffee. I don't know. Whatever's
Does
going,
it
I don't know.
embarrass you as a Zionist to have Tommy Robinson on board?
No, absolutely not.
Because he has a right-wing reputation of being a football thug, and he was in the BNP at one point, but he left them.
No, absolutely not. First of all, okay, let's deal with one thing at a time, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I don't want to bombard you.
Yeah, please don't bombard me. So the BNP issue is when he was joining the BNP, he didn't know that they erased at all. And he did so for reasons which are understandable. That when you see that your country is in big trouble, and there's people that are say that they're sticking up for it, so it's understandable. I mean, he was a young guy, and he comes from a working class background.
He comes from an Irish family.
Yeah, but he comes from a working class background, and he's probably not hasn't learned history to a large extent or anything serious. So I mean, it's totally understandable why he would join such a group.
Yeah.
As soon as he did find out that they were racist or that they hated Jews or they hated blacks, he ditched them immediately. So that's the BNP. So I have no problem with that whatsoever.
We've forgiven him.
I've not forgiven him. I don't think they did anything wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, if he did something wrong and he changed, I would forgive him. But I don't think that's relevant.
No one's perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah, but in this case, it was a misunderstanding, not something that he did wrong.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So we misunderstood that. Is he not?
No, he misunderstood.
Critical to be from an Irish background himself, founded the English Defence League, who fear England being taken over by immigrants, and then stand behind the flag of a country, Israel, which is also based on mass immigration.
Okay, you're mixing a whole load of different things. Let's first of all deal with England 9. He's an English citizen, and quite frankly, anybody who's a British citizen and has come here. I mean, he was born here long before you had this immigration crisis, immigration issue. And anybody that's an immigrant and he wants the country to be a good country has the right to have the same views as Tommy has. I don't think it's a look. I mean, Jews are immigrants, right? Obviously, right?
Yep. Well, we all are. If you go back far enough.
Exactly. But the thing is, when you have an issue, when you're changing the face of the country in a very negative way, every single person who is a citizen of this country has a right to speak up about it and and to defend it. I don't see that problem at all. No.
That's all right. Well, look, when I was protesting outside the Saudi embassy on Al-Quds Day, across the way was the anti-Al-Quds Day rally, which was full of Israel supporters and flying the Israeli flag, and I can understand that, and I respect that, and I respect you for speaking to me. I think people like you and I, who are on opposing sides of the fence, this is the most important conversation. We're the people that need to speak to each other.
Oh, absolutely. I think having an open discussion is fundamentally important.
But the thugs that turned up that day, and I could stereotype and saying to a man, they were all bald, fat, with tattoos, and they behaved like thugs as well, and they were flying the Israeli flag, protesting against a protest which was outside the Saudi Arabian embassy.
You know what?
It's a mad world.
Look, here's the point. When you're asking about specific people like Tommy Robinson, I can have a discussion about it because I know who Tommy Robinson is from my research, and I can argue as much as what I know. When you're talking about something that I have no knowledge about, obviously I can't comment anything about it.
I'm talking about his supporters, the type of people that like Tommy Robinson. I wouldn't want to be associated with them, and if I was a Zionist,
many supporters
I'd be embarrassed.
There are many.
I know. Well, I'm telling you.
Well, there's many supporters of all sorts of things that are not supporting, including Tommy Robinson supporters. I actually was by a rally, and one time I even met somebody who supported as a neo-Nazi, right? But he clearly understood. I mean, had a coffee with him actually, and he understood that Tommy Robinson was completely against him. But because because he believed whatever he believed for whatever reasons they were. But he came on the march because he supported the same thing that Tommy was supporting. But that doesn't mean that Tommy is a bad person just because he's supporting him. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you take any single person, any great man in history, you're going to have bad people that support them. Does that mean that person's a bad person? Do you understand? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, so I support Tommy. You know, that's who I support, and I support him 100%.